You've played more Merseyside derbies than any other outfield player. I mean, is there one in particular that sticks out as a favourite?
There's a few.
Yeah, no, just one. You only want one.
Hold on a minute.
No, I think the...
You've got to take one with you.
To take one, I think individually it'd be the one when I scored 4 goals, wouldn't it? I think that's just being sort of selfish and individual. I think as a team it'd be sort of 86, but individually it'd be the one when I scored 4 goals.
And is it right that you had to go on international duty after that game with Kev?
No, I don't think we did. No, I think that was when I was banned from speeding, wasn't I? I was banned and the 6th ban for speeding, and Kev had to give me a lift home with the ball, and he was he got more stick than me, I think, didn't he? Went by the Everton to give me a lift home.
Was that after that game, was it?
Yeah, it was after the game, yeah.
What was worse, that he asked me to get the ball signed for him.
So what was the atmosphere like in the car?
It was alright. I never played. I mean, I was sort of not even breaking into the team then, because obviously Howard had brought in Glenn Keeley. Yeah. And I remember sitting in a stand, and there was me. Next to me was Mark Higgins, and next to Mark Higgins was Brian LeBone.
Oh my God.
I think Labby was better than
definitely
Glenn Keeley then, and Labby had been finished for 20 years. So it was a disappointment. But then again, I mean, it was one of them. It was one-way traffic after Glenn got sent off after so many minutes into the game.
If he stayed on.
But it was one of them. I think the ironic thing that I can always remember is that every time Ian scored a goal, there was a figure just sliding into the back of the net trying to clear the ball every time, and that was Brian Burrows. Who just seemed to be
in the net, wasn't he?
Trying to get he should have realised after the second one he was never going to get anywhere near it.
So you watched that game from the stand. I mean, what did you think about the possibility of playing against him? I mean, did you fear him as a striker or respect him? Or
well, we'd sort of grown up playing against each other and playing with each other really for the sort of county side early on, really, when it under 13s.
We played together, didn't we? For under 13s, I was
under 13s, under 15s we didn't.
I think under 13s I played a year earlier, and under 15s I was just like year below you, wasn't I? And I didn't get in the under 15s until it was my sort of year, wasn't it?
Yeah. I don't know why, because we never really had great strikers in the 15, but I think it was just a policy that maybe
the manager
they
was never told him.
Most probably. But no, it's and then I signed for sort of Everton. Ian signed for Chester, and we'd not really come across each other for Chester, had we? Because you were breaking into the first team and I was playing A-team football and reserve team football, and then obviously when he got the move, I was hoping it was sooner rather than later that I was going to be playing against him. And
I think you made your debut before me, I think, didn't you? Or, I think
you might not have been. I'm not too sure. I
mean, Man United won it.
Oh yeah, I made my debut against Man United, but my first derby was I think it was a cup game.
Was it 81, the Verardi game?
The Verardi game when he got hit by a meat pie.
That's right,
I don't remember the score, but I remember him getting hit by a meat pie when he...
you would have played before me then. I don't think
that was 81.
Yeah, I think I came after that when I made derby.
Well, that was my first derby game. I think we won the game 2-0, didn't we? That was a cup game, wasn't it?
2-1 it was, yeah.
I remember I was watching that in the stands. I think 1-2-1. I remember watching that.
So what do you put your record against Everton down to? Because I mean, obviously you scored goals against everybody, but your ratio against Everton is so much higher than against any other team. And Everton were one of the best sides in the country at the time, so it seems like a really odd statistic.
It's weird because I'm not being funny there. When Neville Southall was in goal, he saved. If I scored 26, he saved at least 26 as well. On the saves he made, it's unbelievable. And you had Kevin, he was most probably the quickest defender in the league as well. So you've got to put down to with the team you're playing with. They knew, when you had Dalglish, Souness and all them, Fred, and they like to play a high line then, Everton, didn't they? They play a high line.
I think that's what suited him, because Ian's most probably one of the best strikers that I've seen actually work off the last defender and stay on side. And when you've got the likes of Souness and Dalglish that just put balls into the space in behind teams and knew where to put it, and they knew that with the pace of Ian, they had a great opportunity of getting in, and I think maybe that was our own downfall playing against Ian.
Maybe we should
have dropped off maybe a little bit deeper or played with the sweeper.
Because they relied on your pace, weren't they? Really, and then what you'd look at maybe you wouldn't be playing off his back. You'd be playing off maybe the full-backs or whoever, Mark Higgins or some of that, the one who's not obviously not there.
Whatever, it's, I always felt looking back now that it actually benefited Ian playing against a high line defence.
So what was your high point? Which one sticks out for you in the memory?
I think there was a couple really. You know, the ones at Anfield where Sharpie scored.
The first one or the one where you scored?
Oh well, obviously the one that I scored, but I think Sharpie's one was quite significant because I think that year, you know, that was the first time we'd won for a number of years there. It was broke the monopoly and really put us up there with them because they were the team. They were the team of the 70s and 80s. And you know, at the start of every year, you know, what's your ambition? You know, to finish above Liverpool. And if you finish above Liverpool, then you've won the league. And vice versa. Later on in the 80s, they were saying exactly the same thing about us. And I think that's the credibility we'd got. And I think that game, when Sharpie scored that terrific goal from about 30 yards, which gets a little bit longer every time.